John Wick Chapter 4, the ultimate action swan song? Full review. If you thought the John Wick Chapter 4 series had already pushed action cinema to its limits, Chapter 4 comes in like a sledgehammer and basically says, we're not done yet. Directed once again by Chad Stahelski and starring Keanu Reeves, this installment is bigger, longer, louder, and more ambitious than anything the franchise has attempted before. But does bigger automatically mean better? Let's break it down. Right from the start, Chapter 4 doesn't waste time. It drops you straight back into the chaos of John Wick's world, a world governed by rules, codes, and a shadowy organization known as the High Table. If you followed the previous films, you'll immediately feel at home. If you haven't, you might feel like you've been thrown into the deep end without a life jacket. This movie assumes you already know who John Wick is, a grieving assassin turned unstoppable force of nature. There's no hand-holding here, and honestly, that's part of its charm. At its core, Chapter 4 is about freedom. John Wick is still trying to escape the grip of the High Table, and this time his path leads him across multiple countries, facing new enemies and reconnecting with old allies. The film introduces the Marquis, played by Bill Skarsgård, who serves as a cold, calculating representative of the High Table. He's less physically intimidating than previous villains, but far more dangerous in terms of power and influence. We also meet Kane, portrayed by Donnie Yen, a blind assassin with a deeply personal connection to John, and honestly, he nearly steals the entire movie. The plot itself isn't overly complex. It's more of a vehicle to move us from one incredible set piece to another, but it works because this franchise has never been about intricate storytelling. It's about execution, and here the execution is nearly flawless. Let's be real, this is why you're here. The action in Chapter 4 is some of the most jaw-dropping ever put on screen, not just in this franchise, but in action cinema as a whole. There's a sequence in Osaka that feels like a perfectly choreographed dance of violence, a nightclub scene in Berlin that somehow mixes pulsing music with brutal combat. And then there's the Paris finale, which might go down as one of the greatest extended action sequences ever filmed. What makes it special isn't just the scale, it's the clarity. You can actually see what's happening. The camera doesn't cut every half second.
And the actors, especially Keanu Reeves and Donnie Yen, perform long, continuous takes that showcase real skill and precision. There's even a top-down shot inspired by video games that feels completely fresh, even after nearly 3 hours of action. Yes, 3 hours. And you do feel it. Keanu Reeves doesn't say much, but he doesn't need to. His physical performance carries the film. Every movement feels heavy. Every fight feels exhausting. And you can sense the toll this life has taken on John. Donnie Yen is the standout, bringing humor, heart, and some of the most creative fight choreography in the film. Bill Skarsgård's Marquis is more subtle, more manipulative than physical, which makes him different, but maybe less memorable for some viewers. Returning characters like Winston, played by Ian McShane, and the Bowery King, played by Lawrence Fishburne, continue to add depth to the world. Visually, this might be the most beautiful John Wick film yet. Every location feels carefully crafted, from neon-lit streets to grand, almost mythological settings, and the use of color, lighting, and architecture gives the movie a unique identity that separates it from typical action films. There's a sense that this world is bigger than John Wick himself, with rules, rituals, and duels that feel almost ancient, like a secret society operating beneath modern life. Now, let's talk about the runtime. At nearly 3 hours, this is easily the longest film in the series. And while some sequences go on a bit too long, it's more indulgent than boring. It's like being served an oversized meal that's actually delicious. You might be full, but you're not upset about it. What really elevates Chapter 4 is its sense of finality. There's an emotional undercurrent that asks whether someone like John Wick can ever truly be free, or if redemption is even possible in a world built on violence. It doesn't always go deep, but it adds weight to everything happening on screen. In the end, John Wick Chapter 4 is a masterclass in action filmmaking. It's bold, excessive, beautifully shot, and relentlessly entertaining. It may not have perfect pacing, and it definitely leans into its mythology, but as a cinematic experience, it's hard to beat. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. If you're a fan of the series, this is a must-watch. If you're an action fan, it's essential viewing. And if you're new, you might want to start with the earlier films first.